Well, hello to all of you lucky individuals that are going to be teaching the orientation course in the spring 2017 semester. I've just put together a very brief tutorial just on the orientation course itself and where to find certain things and how it works. I do have a faculty resource tab that students are not able to view that has a quick to-do list in here that you hopefully find helpful. A couple of tasks and housekeeping things that need to be done prior to the beginning of the course. But I've made it pretty simple and easy, and for the most part this is largely self-grading with the exception of one of the orientation assignments and then the progression plan assignment in Module 4. So this course is set up to mimic or mirror one of our typical RN to BSN courses. What I've done this time around is I have just put one cookie cutter announcement at the beginning of this particular semester. If you want to make weekly reminders for students, you certainly can do that. You can personalize this announcement and do whatever you'd like to it, but it basically just provides a quick orientation. You'll want to make sure that you insert a very small bio here in the contacts section along with office hours, contact information, so on and so forth. So there is a syllabus for the orientation course, and it's pretty easy and breezy, not too much with any difficulty here. Any item that needs personalized is highlighted in yellow to call your attention to it. I think probably the most helpful section will be this course outline and schedule. I have due dates here that correspond with every Sunday during this 6-week orientation course. Now, this course is to run and to be made available to students 1 week prior to the beginning of this semester, which will be Monday, January 23rd, and it should end on March 5th. And then you'll see moving down here the course requirements for each section. And then a note that students must successfully complete all assignments in order to pass the course. On the to-do list, you may have noticed that I have quizzes currently set to actually grade students instead of just complete or incomplete. I had set it to complete incomplete the very first time I ran this, but I feel like actually putting the grade out there is just, it's a really quick way of you as the advisor looking and saying, oh, 60%, no, that to me, that's not successful completion. You need to redo that. Or 100%, yes, that looks great, so on and so forth. So, okay. So there are 6 individual modules in the orientation course. Number 1 covers everything technology. It introduces students to the BSN Program Resource Center, to every application that we use in the Blackboard courses. It also provides an overview of the program, kind of a bird's eye view as a whole. And then I also have the introductions there with the nursing department, faculty, and staff. Module 2 is largely unchanged from previous semesters, but what I will show you is I did add a couple of, let's see, there's a library tutorial that is painful and is about an hour long, and it's probably the bane of most students in the orientation course. But in the writing resources section, I did add 2 very brief videos about plagiarism because I think we need to do a better job at kind of alerting students to that possibility right away. Ideally, I would like to make my own video about plagiarism that's more purposed and focused to classes, but I'll work on that in all my free time. And then you also see we did get an introduction from Mark Smith, who is over the Writing Services Center, so on and so forth. but otherwise that module is largely unchanged. Module 3 is how to succeed in the RN to BSN program. That section has been changed around just a little bit. We have some diversity of videos there, and over time I will actually re-record everything using YouTube, but I don't have the time to do all of that prior to this semester. Module 4 is largely unchanged. This is probably the most difficult module for students. This is the advising module, where I teach them how to read their plan of study, how to correctly do a progression plan, how to register for classes, how to do things in pause, so on and so forth. So that's all covered in this module. Module 5 is focused on the Weebly assignments and on the capstone course. And then Module 6 goes over the extensive requirements for Nursing 495 and also does give another final reminder about the BSN Program Resource Center again. So assignments are found in their own separate tab, and you will see that there are assignments for all of the modules. Some assignments are just signing an acknowledgement form and then uploading that, while other modules have quizzes to kind of test their knowledge. Those should pre-populate scores in the grade center. What I would encourage you to do is when Justin copies my master shell to your individual course shells, what I would encourage you to do is personalize this and make it your own. Again, the acknowledgement forms are kind of pass-fail, but all of the other quizzes are scored. So I would encourage you to make sure that your students are successfully completing assignments. If students aren't successful in this course, it's a predictor that they're probably not going to be successful in the program as a whole. So it's just a good way to kind of catch them ahead of time before things get too far along. There's also a discussion board feature. You will need to personalize this assignment. That's on your to-do list, but otherwise I have different forums based on module. You may want to go ahead and subscribe to these forums ahead of time so that when a question is asked, you are prepared to answer. But that is by and large the orientation course. Any and all feedback is welcomed, and I hope that you find this not too tasking and not too labor intensive. Thanks.